How's everybody doing? Yeah, are you as glad as me to be in church today? I really am. When sometimes when we miss things, we realize how much we miss them. And man, I love being here with the family of God today. Hebrews chapter 10 says this about the church family. It says, "Let us hold unswervingly to the hope that we profess, for he who promised is faithful. Let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." These three verses in just a couple of words, I would say this. I would say what God is telling us here is we are better together. Right? Would you say that with me? We are better together, right? We are. Now, listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do know this. The devil has had a conspiracy for the church over the last 2,000 years. The devil's been attacking the church. And right now, churches are so discouraged. They're so divided. Churches are divided over politics. Churches are divided over masks. People are angry at their pastor. Pastors are angry at the people. Many people have walked away from church life altogether. They've just lost interest. Pastors across our nation are dropping like flies. They're so discouraged. Many of our churches will never reopen because they've fallen apart. And the devil thinks this is all just wonderful. Church, listen, I want you to say this with me. Not here, devil. Yeah, say it again. Not here, devil. Right? Yeah. The church is God's gift to us. And while in many ways we have a solo relationship with Jesus, I mean, there's some things we do alone. We can worship the Lord alone. Right? You don't have to be in church to worship Jesus. You can do that while you're driving down the road, when you're in your living room. You can worship Jesus on your own. But there is a dynamic power. There's something that takes place when we worship Jesus corporately. When we get together and we're lifting our voices to the Lord, there's something powerful about that. We can pray alone. In fact, Jesus talked about entering our prayer closet where we're just praying, just us and the Father. But also Jesus talked about corporate prayer, that there's special authority when two or three come together in agreement prayer, right? So there are things that as a believer we do on our own, but there are many, many things that we only do together. And it's in the context of togetherness as a church family that we experience the presence of God corporately. We receive encouragement from one another when we get together. We learn to serve one another when we get together. We learn to forgive. We learn to talk things out, right? We learn to reason with one another and then move on, right? We do that in the church family in the context of relationship. We work together in advancing the kingdom of God. So all this to say, today, church, we are much, much better when we're together, right? So if you feel somewhat disconnected from church right now, I want you to know you're not alone. A lot of people feel very disconnected. But I want to encourage you to do something about that. If you feel disconnected, get reconnected. Okay? Get reconnected. Go to church. Join a life group. Call someone and go out for coffee together. Find a place to serve in a ministry. Reconnect with the family of God. Church, I believe we are in a new day and God is going to do new things. I'm believing that the rest of this year, going into 2021, God is going to be blessing us and it's going to be wonderful.